Afternoon. So it's the 11th of April 2025. I'm out on my bike again, and I thought what I'd do today, rather than just videoing me aimlessly cycling around, is show you the bike that I actually use. So it's a Qube e-bike, which I bought second hand, and this is probably one of the best things I've bought. It was £2,500, but it was probably, as I say, one of the greatest purchases I've ever had. It's literally changed my cycling career. So there it is. So it's a Qube Reaction EXC, 29-inch wheels, and this is the XL frame. It just, and I bought it second hand, so it just happens to be lime green, but it's grown on me, the colour. So this has the Bosch Smart system. So with the Bosch Smart system, you get this kiosk display here, if you can see that. So you get that display there, and then normally you would get just a little LED display there. Well, I've changed that out for this. It's called a Purion 200. So it gives you a little bit more information, so you can have some basic information on here, so speed, cadence, various, what mode you're in. Obviously I keep it in a mode called auto. I'll go for that in a minute. And then on here you can have various different things. So it tells you obviously your cadence, it tells you what we got there. Jason's it's connected to my phone at the moment. It tells you what time it is, and it just goes through different settings. It tells you percentage of the bike, percentage of your smartphone. And then you can go, actually on this one, you can go through, and I can go through different ones, and it'll tell you how far it thinks you can do. So you can do 29 miles on tour, completely off. Obviously that one's not going to give you much, is it? So auto 26, 19 on so electronic mountain bike, and in turbo 17. So I normally leave it in this one called auto, which gives you it literally just tries to keep your speed as much as you can. Then various other different screens, and you can customize all these screens. So this one here, navigation, so it's got sat nav. So that's what I've done today. So 6.7 miles in 28 minutes, but I wasn't going very fast. So this all connects up to an app called the Bosch Flow app, and that's on your phone. And then you can take this off of here, and you can connect another bracket onto here, which will then give you a smartphone mounting, and it will also charge your smartphone at the same time. And then with the app, you can then change. You can change all the settings via the app onto this. So you can have this display set up how you want it to be. And then you can also use the app as a sat nav. So I use one called Komoot, which is really good. But you can also use the Bosch one. So that will give you alternative route. So it'll give you like a normally daily commute route, and it'll give you cycle routes, and it'll give you an actual off-road route as well. So you can change that. So this one comes as standard with the RockShox duties. Obviously you've got hydraulic brakes, so this has got 12 gears now, and it's the SRAM set up on this particular bike. Now I have had some problems with this, so I've already replaced that rear group set there and the chain, because the chain kept snapping. Around this time last year I was on the Isle of Wight and I had a nightmare with it. The chain just kept the chain snapped. I had numerous punctures, or these tubeless tyres kept going flat because I hadn't sealed them properly. Just nightmare. But since I have changed that rear cassette, new chain, everything else seems to be okay. Although it still does seem to want to go out of adjustment quite quickly, and there is a special tool that you'll need to use to adjust this correctly, which I'll show you later on. And I've changed these tyres for these. So I've got knobby nicks on the back by Schwabble, and I've got Magic Marys on the front. And this particular setup with these knobby nicks and these Magic Marys is apparently quite a good pairing on e-bikes. Don't ask me, googled it, that's what it come up with. But they have been really good, and they are puncture resistant. You put a sealant in the tyre. Motor itself is the Bosch Performance Line CX. So this is what they call a 4th gen motor. It's now a 5th gen. And I've put this this seat post on it, Zoom. Now I did see this on the internet and I bought it from Amazon, and it was about 20 quid. And it has just got a little bit of give here, just to, you can adjust it. There's a Allen key in the bottom of it which you can adjust the spring rate, and it just takes that little bit of shock out of the seat post. Obviously there's no rear suspension. You can get better posts, but this has worked quite well for 20 quid. It's been fine. I've added this acid accessory pack on the back, which will expand, and that carries all sorts of manner of things, and it's waterproof, and I've not had a problem with that. And again, these acid mud guards. So this is for this particular bike, although you wouldn't think it with all those cable ties on there, but this is the one actually for this bike. And again, this is great, and if I go through a particularly muddy or wet area, I very rarely get, you know, a big splash of mud on my back. And the same with the front. Now again, this is built for this particular bike, and that's it. As I say, they're the Qube accessory line. But overall, that came with it. Overall, it's been a fantastic purchase. As I say, I bought it second hand. It had only done a few miles. It's probably done well over 1,000 miles now. It only done a handful of miles when I bought it. So I paid £2,500 for it, and at the time they were new. I think they were 3,300, something like that. It was only a few months old, so I saved sort of £800. And it also had upgraded pedals, and it had a huge great lock with it, and it also had that front light, which is a cat eye one, and it also had this rear cat eye light as well. So I think for £2,500 at the time, it was a good value. It's about it for 2 years. The battery, 750 watt battery, goes in here, and it literally just, that unclips, and then the battery's got a locking mechanism on it. Use a key to get it out. Then you can take the battery out to charge it up. You can also charge it up obviously on the bike, and anyone that's got one of these bikes will know that charging cover always snaps off. You can get ones that have been 3D printed. Now these mileages on here, where this says 25 miles in auto, that says I've got 25 miles left. Now that is calculated on your last, I don't know, sort of mile or so of riding. Now where I am at the moment, I've had to ride up a couple of hills, so it does think that I've been caning the battery. So because it thinks I've been caning the battery so much, it's given me a further range of 25 miles. Well, that's not true. So if I've been riding quite easily on the flat, that would have then given me a range of probably 30 or so miles. This is on top of what I've already done. Now I have actually had this bike set into, I think, auto pretty much all day, and it will do probably 40 miles in auto. Now if I had that set to EMTB, or sometimes you can get, there's an eco mode which I've deleted from the app, because you can only have 4 settings and it can have 4 at in one particular go. But if I have it in where we go, Tour Plus, so it says I've got another 29 miles, and again if I leave it in Tour Plus all day, you'd probably do 50 miles on this. I think you'd probably struggle to do a few more, but I would say easily 50 miles is achievable. People say that you can get 70-80 miles out of them, when you've got to be hardly using the bloody thing to do that. But if you're going to use it for what it's designed for, I'd say 40 miles is a good ballpark figure. But if you're in turbo mode the whole time, then it's not going to happen. Tour is the lowest setting I've got it on now, or this Tour Plus I've got it is the lowest setting. Then it is Auto, which again you set up all of this through the app, and then EMTB, and that's I very rarely use that. And then Turbo is exactly what it says it is. But if you leave it in Auto, then it will go between all of these settings. So if it doesn't think you're using a lot of power, then it will stay in its lowest. It will effectively put it down to its lowest setting. And if you want power to go up the hills, then it will go effectively up to Turbo. So if you can configure Auto, and you can adjust the percentage of power it gives you as well via the app. So if you want to do some slight adjustment, you do it all through the app. But if you just leave it in Auto, then that's all you really need to worry about. In here, obviously there's the motor and all the wires, etc. But they've added a thing in here called the Connect module, which will connect to your app, and then it will give you like a GPS tracking if the bike gets stolen. So it will tell you if someone's literally where it is. If it starts to disappear, it will tell you where the bike is. And also, like an alarm sounds, it will give a short warning if the bike is just moved a little bit. But if it actually moves a lot, i.e. someone gets hold of it and cycles off of it, or even pushes it away, then it will really start beeping like a really old-fashioned car alarm. So that's quite a good addition. However, the Connect module won't fit inside the standard housing. You do have to buy this additional housing. It's thicker, it's a bit fatter here, because the Connect module literally sits just behind this, and it obviously all just connects into the motor power supply there, so that it's really plug and play. But just if you do buy the Connect module, make sure you get the updated housing, because it will not fit behind the original housing. Now, when I bought this one, the Connect module had only just come out, so and it was difficult to get hold of this. I ended up getting it from Germany somewhere. These days it'd probably be a lot easier to get, and I'm sure everyone's probably got these on the shelf, but just be aware that you do need this if you're going to buy the Connect module. So that's the review of my superb mountain bike. Now, this is the first review I've done, so don't slate me for this, because I'm not very good at this. I've already had someone watching me from over there, which is why I've had to edit this a couple of times. If you want any more review videos, let me know. And then like, share, subscribe. Get on it.